My new book, Pillars for Life, A Guide to Spiritual Ethics and Practice, is now out and available for you to read and purchase. You can check out our website, willowhealing.org, to find a link, or you can find it on Amazon. We look forward to getting your feedback, and if you love it, please leave a review and share with your friends. Now it's time for the show. Welcome to Willow Healing Matters, the podcast. We are so excited to have you joining us on this journey where we explore different ways to empower your soul, whether it's healing in your kitchen or all the way up in the corporate world. Come with us as we look into different ways to heal your mind, body, and soul. Hey everyone, it's Catherine from Willow Healing Matters, and today I have with me Dr. Raj Gupta. So he is a national wellness expert, and he's going to unpack what that actually means soon. He's also an author, a speaker, and he specializes in helping people reclaim their lives while including reversing type 2 diabetes and other chronic diseases. So a big welcome to the show, Dr. Raj, and I'm excited to see how you came about your journey and exactly what a national wellness expert is.
My journey began actually with wellness centers. I'm trained as a chiropractor, practiced chiropractic for 27 years. But as I grew as a chiropractor, I implemented other modalities that I felt went hand in hand with what I was delivering. Skeletal wise, it's really musculoskeletal. So I worked with physical therapists and occupational therapists, and then physiologists, medical physicians. We did acupuncture. Um, and as I began to expand and offer services, we also added a spa and a gym and food. I mean, we really blew up our wellness center. And then I began building wellness centers, and I wrote a couple of books on how to go about building a wellness center, why I thought that was what's best for our culture, our community. um, but then COVID hit. And I had this big, huge wellness center of 16,000 square feet. And it was empty. It was like a ghost town because everybody was home, obviously, due to COVID. And during the time, I kept very busy. Some people really took the time off. I was busy, and I learned, as many did in our field, that we can reach people through a computer screen. And that's where Zoom became very popular. At the time, prior to COVID, I had been helping people reverse their type 2 diabetes through functional medicine. I heard one of your guests on recently, Dr. Rick.
I did. I
And
did. Yeah. Yeah.
we're cut from the same cloth, for sure. Um, and so during COVID, I had the opportunity to really get into the driver's seat and help people, take them by the hand to reverse this disease. And reverse means reduction and elimination of meds, normal blood sugar, A1C, off of blood pressure medications and cholesterol medications, all reclaiming their health and wellness. So I don't know. I probably gave you too much there.
No, you didn't give me too much there. It's funny too, like when I saw you were talking about your wellness center, I just saw this big sad face because like I built this amazing place and then exactly what people needed during that time was a wellness space to stay well, and you can't access that. And the intricacies in that and the mind stuffness, I want to say another word, comes from that as well, of like,
Yeah.
hang on a minute. And then we were all brought to the world of Zoom and telehealth and, being put in front of cameras. And in saying that, there have been some beautiful things come out of that, right? Because I'm sure you were able
Yeah.
to connect with a bigger range of people rather than
Right.
just those that could physically come to you.
Yes, actually, I stuck with it. And one thing that you had mentioned, Catherine, which is truly ironic, is that during COVID, gyms, like my gym was closed, but liquor stores were open.
I
So
know.
there's something. There's something wrong in that. There's something not right. But it was devastating. And you did see sadness on my face because I had built my dream and it wasn't easy from nothing. They called it the Raj Mahal.
I love
I
that.
left it was really 5-star, and I was super proud of it. And the two books that I had written were based on the building of that wellness center. So, but you have plans, and God laughs, and COVID came, and that's okay. I pivoted, and like you say, now um, I have been able to reach a much larger audience of people, helping people all over the country here in the United States. Um, it's been a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. And I guess that's where exactly what you said. You think you're on your path, and then spirit will throw you a bone and completely pivot you. I know I've gone through that recently too. I'm actually still going through that, but it's like,
Well,
and but
it's
if
for a
you,
reason.
exactly. And if you don't listen to it, the universe will make you listen to it one way or another. So, in the end, you're better off just honoring that pull and what your intuition's telling you. And then look, now you get to connect with me across the world in Australia, all the way from wherever you are, and we can
I'm
have this a
in New
powerful
Jersey.
conversation.
I'm in New
Yeah,
Jersey, yes.
there you go. There you go. So, what does it look like? Was it hard to transition to working online with people? Because, do you get them to do, how do you tap into their energy and tap in what's really going on for them?
Well, initially, I think it was a little difficult because I'm a people person, and I really like to hear what people's troubles are. I do the deep dive detective work. Most physicians, the average doctor's visit is 8 minutes long. I meet with patients for 2 hours, and we get down and dirty. I mean, we're looking under the hood to see really what's going on. Root cause. As Dr. Rick had mentioned, in fact, our motto is treat the root, not the fruit, not the symptoms of the fruit, but actually getting to why you have those symptoms. um, so it was a little bit difficult to kind of create a bond in some case, or have people. It's a little difficult for people to open up when they're speaking to a computer screen. And it was certainly for me in the beginning. But again, the opportunity to meet so many different people, so many different backgrounds, with so many different problems and frustrations, it's been a godsend. It really has. And just like you and I are connecting between continents, it's without Zoom, we would never have that opportunity. So I'm very grateful.
Yeah, and I think Dr. Raj, it was really nice that contrast you were saying about the 8 minute appointment versus 2 hours, because, how do you really get to know somebody? And so my background's in allied health, and I used to get really frustrated because I've been working with a family and their child for such a long time. And we'd finally get them off the wait list and into a pediatrician. And the pediatrician would dismiss everything that we both would say and go, oh no, that can't possibly be what's going on. It's like, you've seen them for this short amount of time. You're not getting the whole picture. And I always found it was the people that were stronger in like going in like, no, this is what's going on. They would get what they needed out of that appointment. Whereas the ones that just kind of took face value what it was, they would just leave and have to keep going back and keep going back and keep going back, because there wasn't that, hey, let's have a look and start to pick apart what might be the underlying thing that is leading to this expression of in the child at that moment, or the parent at that moment, or whatever's happening.
It's terrible that you really have to be a squeaky wheel in order to get the attention that you deserve as a patient. But the systems are so broken, Catherine, just broken. It's
They
just
are.
and that's why it's only 8 minutes. But there's no investigative work that's able to be done. Diagnostics. It's really just a pill for an ill. You come in and here's a pill to squelch your symptoms. And it's based on allowing your immune system to heal itself many times. And I know many people feel the same way, that what a waste of time it was to go to the doctor. I'm no better off than when I walked in the door.
I had to get a
It's
medical certificate.
It's
Yes.
insane. But however, those that understand that, and this is what my mission, my quest is to put people back in control, have them reclaim their health and wellness. They don't understand or realize, one, that they can, or two, that it's their responsibility. It's not your doctor's responsibility to keep you healthy.
No.
Nor is it your insurance companies. It is only one person's. It's not your spouse's responsibility. It's your responsibility. You are the one solely responsible for your health and wellness. And it's great. What I love, and I know you appreciate this, uh, when you see somebody get into that driver's seat and reclaim their health and wellness, it's magical. I
Mhm.
just got
And
goosebumps.
yeah, and especially exactly what you said, it's about reclaiming your power with that, and it's shifting out of that victim mindset. Why is this
You
happening to me? To what is this telling me? What is this, what are the flags here? And often I've interviewed a lot of people like Dr. Rick, like you were saying, and a few other people in very usually chiropractors, funnily enough. But it's always that, why don't you look deeper? Why don't you question what's going on and why is that happening for you and what your body's actually, is it that you actually need to leave your job? Is it that you actually, need to leave the relationship you're in? Because sometimes if you don't step out of those circumstances and, as you said, reclaim your power, as much as you reclaim your power from the health system, you've got to reclaim your power from everywhere so that you're in your own power. Otherwise, nothing's going to change.
So the first step, and you totally touched on it, the first step in reversing your diabetes, and it's simple but not easy, but the first step is changing this. It's a mindset. It's a refusal to allow what is current to remain. And it's the way you speak to yourself. It's telling yourself first. So Henry Ford, here, a president of the United States years ago, he said that, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are correct. And I apologize. That wasn't Henry Ford, the president. That was Gerald Ford. Henry Ford was the creator of
For
Ford
for
Ford
vehicles, yeah,
cars. Yeah, Ford
yeah.
vehicles. But nonetheless, no matter who said it, the saying holds. If you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. You're right.
It's
So
the Yoda came into my head then too when you were talking. And he's like, I can't think of what the saying is. I'm going to butcher it. I'm not going to do it because I'm sure there's people that like Star Wars on here. But he basically says the same kind of things. It's not that you cannot, you just do. It's like, just being in that different mindset can completely change your outlook on things because, our cells respond to words, our cells respond to energy, and if you are thinking negative or saying negative things about yourself, your body's going to listen to that and actually respond that way as well.
yes, your subconscious is a like genie in the bottle, and it your wish is its command. So I tell people all the time who say they want to lose weight, never say that I'm fat or I can't lose weight because there you go. It's what you think about, you bring about, whether it's good or bad, you manifest it. So my wife and I actually just became very fond of meditation. I'm not quite sure how this has escaped me my whole life, but
Oh,
we've
really?
dived deep into meditation, and I manifest what I want to take place each day, and it is just amazing, amazing how the universe responds. Um, it is amazing. But getting control of this is number one.
Yeah, exactly. And, the mind can be such our biggest critic. We're our own worst critic. Yeah. So, yeah,
Yes, for sure.
exactly. So, step number one is mindset. What's step number two?
Well, you have to have constant pursuit of your goals. So I give this in a master class that I do. I give the step-by-step process, the roadmap on how to reverse your type 2 diabetes. This is a free masterclass. It's set the last one. It's supposed to be 5 days. Last one I did 9 days. It's an hour and a half, it's everything you need to know about getting it uh, and reclaiming and reversing type 2 diabetes. It's amazing. I love presenting the information, but the first step is really constant pursuit of your goals, which involves the mindset. You have to decide that there's no other way. You are going to reverse your diabetes and nothing's going to stop you. And that doesn't mean today, tomorrow, the next day, the next couple of weeks. It means I am making a lifestyle change, and that is forever. That person who is ready to do that, that's the first step. The second step is actually to do testing that other doctors are not doing, not just blood tests. My blood panel is 9 vials of blood and 10 pages long, and we do all the deep dive markers. Many physicians are not calling for blood markers that they cannot medicate. So, in other words, if the marker comes back flagged, if there's no medication for that marker being flagged, there's no use for the physician to call for it. There is for a detective. And those are the markers that I call for. But there's also, and Dr. Rick had spoken about them, stool tests, toxicity tests, the amount of toxins that are in people's bodies that are not found or looked for that cause cancer. People get cancer. They're like, where'd it come from? No one looks. I see people that have 40, 50 carcinogens in their body. Well, there's also toxins called diabetogens and obesogens, and they cause diabetes and obesity. Toxins. So, we do these tests. That's step number 2, these deep dive tests to find out your true why for having high blood sugar. Um, an intelligent person will say that it's because of insulin resistance. But then why do you have insulin resistance?
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny, I have this book at home. I talk about it so much. It's called Metaphysical Anatomy by Yvette Rose, and I don't know if you've heard of it. But the cool thing is you can look up any ailment and it will actually have the emotional underpinning to it as well. Because often, yeah, subconsciously, we have these emotions, and often that dis-ease in our body is unexpressed emotions that we keep ignoring or pushing down. And to the point where it gets to that insulin resistance. There's so much to unpack before your body gets to that point. That is the tragedy, right? That's the extreme thing of your body saying we're really, really, really unhappy. But before that, it was like, actually, no, we're dealing with this, we're feeling a bit strained. And then, but there's always this underlying cause that built up and built up and built up. And it's why it's so important to listen to your body when it starts to, and be tuning to your body. And how you were saying with meditation as well, Dr. Raj, that is such a powerful practice you can do, just to even close your eyes and breathe and feel your body and see what doesn't feel right. And when you have that, you have that balance and that baseline, then when you do that each day and something doesn't feel like it normally feels, you're already getting flags that you can go investigate rather than letting it get to that more extreme point.
Absolutely. Start being your own detective. That's what I help people do. I teach them what to look for, the symptoms, the signs that may not be as obvious as your fire alarm going off in your house to tell you that you have a fire. But your body will give you symptoms, and those symptoms are very, very important. You know what the first sign, for instance, of cognitive decline, Alzheimer's, is? To break in your sleeping patterns, your circadian rhythm. So people all of a sudden they have difficulty sleeping and they have bouts of insomnia. That is the first sign of cognitive decline. So now when people know that, all of a sudden they're like, uh-oh, so now it's at least on the radar so people can start doing investigation.
Yeah, exactly. And being curious and because we're so rushed in life, we've created this culture where everything's like go, 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 go. But when you actually create moments in your day and in your life to slow down and actually reflect on yourself, that can be so powerful. Like you said, then you can be your own detective because you're listening, you're actually feeling and listening and coming back into yourself.
Again, I think people need to become more proactive in their own health. Really, we've been trained to only go to the doctor when we're sick. That's sick care. That's not health care. And physicians really do not give you recommendations on how to maintain a healthy lifestyle. I don't believe that they themselves are taught. In fact, that's what Dr. Rick was saying. They had one class on nutrition in medical school. That's not going to cut the mustard. You have to be able to help your patient and direct them towards health and wellness, not just cover up symptoms of sickness.
Yeah, and it's like, we're so trained, like exactly like you said, that when you're unwell, you go to the doctor, but then you don't think about your health any other time rather than that. And it's when you're in that actually in a well state that you should do all the work to actually keep yourself in a well state, if not a better state, because when you're in crises and survival because you're sick or you're unwell, you just need to get back to that homeostasis state. But, you don't want to go back there. And it's that intrinsic motivation. And like you said, that mindset, coming back to that again in your goals, that, okay, now I'm at this point where I can manage what's going on. I'm going to go find a way to go from surviving to thriving.
That's it, for sure. Too many people are just surviving. There's a difference. There's an exuberance in thriving, and everyone has that ability. A lot of people listening might be like, "Oh, I can't." No, you can. You can. And the first thing you need to do is stop telling yourself you can't. Start telling yourself you can, and you will be able to. It's amazing. I love seeing people come off the couch, losing 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds in a couple of months. Um, Eliminating cholesterol, blood pressure medications. So the next step, by the way, so the first thing you do is constant pursuit of your goals. Then you do this deep dive comprehensive testing, and that gives you a comprehensive diagnosis, the real reason why you have high blood sugar. Then you get a customized treatment program. So I had a patient, husband and wife, and this is the best way to explain this. We did testing, and he had a parasite in his gut, and that's an infection, and that an infection is something that will cause high blood sugar, and type 2 diabetes. His wife, she had hormone irregularity. That was the main driver. They were both taking the same medications, same crummy results. And the same doctor told them, we're going to have to put you guys on insulin if things don't get better. So then once we identified the parasite and eliminated it and balanced her hormones naturally, blood sugar came down, medications were reduced first, then eliminated, and then was the disease and diagnosis. So, but different treatments totally for these two who had different reasons.
Yeah, and exactly, Dr. Raj, because we all have our unique genetic makeup and our unique biology and our unique gut bacteria and our unique everything about us is unique, and you can't put it in like one box. Oh yeah, you're presenting with diabetic symptoms, therefore this is what I'm putting you on. It's like, actually no, like ask the questions and look at the person as a whole. And that's where I get come back to, right, this holistic medical practice and this functional medicine and how to step people out of, there's a one band-aid for everybody.
Right.
And it
Well,
is a band-aid.
yeah. So we all have different problems and different reasons. Yes, but we all pretty much work the same way. Our bodies work the same way. So even though we have a different bunch of different problems as individuals that makes us unique, universally, physiologically, our bodies all work the same. So once you identify what your bunch of problems are, then you can work on each one. It's like peeling back layers of an onion. And the improvement is not just felt. It's empirical evidence in lab work. You see improvement and reduction of it's awesome. I got the greatest job in the world. I got to tell you, I just need to reach more people many of which have no idea that type 2 diabetes is even reversible or underactive thyroids, or you can treat autoimmune diseases and eliminate and reduce symptoms and reclaim your life. People don't know this, man. They don't know.
Exactly. And so many people, especially with autoimmune conditions, they kind of get given the diagnosis and then they get told, oh, nothing else we can do. We just got to manage your symptoms, or, and it's that usually is that point, and probably people listening to this as well, because that is the point where you go, this model of medicine is not working for me. Because, a lot of us, when we get that final point, like you said, it's your mindset. Can I change this or can't I change this? And it's when you're curious, it's like there must be something else. Then that's where people will find people like yourself, Dr. Raj, because there must be something else I can do. Our body is designed to self heal. It's just everything else stopping it from getting there.
Yes. And unfortunately, and I get it, we are raised to think of doctors as clergy. So when people are diagnosed, they're surprised, but then the symptoms are so slow to appear that they take the medication. They're good patients. They listen to their physicians. They think they're going to get better. But the medication, like you say, is not there to make them better. It's there to manage and control. And as they continue to get worse under the surface and more symptoms present themselves, they feel as if they've been betrayed at some point by the doctor and really the healthcare system. They start to realize, oh my goodness, I'm not getting better. I'm just getting worse and more meds. So that's
Exactly.
right. That's when they look for me. But I'm trying to get out there before the damage is done. I mean, we can fix a lot, but it's easier not to have to fix a lot.
Agreed.
Before
Agreed.
you have attack or stroke, or there's a danger of an amputation or dialysis, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that point, Dr. Raj. That's what full circle, right? What we were talking about, that, when you're at that homeostasis level and you've moved out of that survival, go do all the work then. Go do all the work so you don't get to that point where it gets to that extreme tragedy that, yes, heart attack, stroke, amputees, dialysis, whatever it might be. Because when your body's at that point, it's been working hard for a long time to get to that extreme.
That's right. That's right. Your body is breaking down a long time before it shows signs of breaking down. Once you start to get those signs, man, it's go time. It's go time. You either identify them and address them without covering them up. Otherwise, we're going down a wrong path.
100%. And as we start to finish our time, is there hang on, I get this like intuitive nudge. Is there anything else on that protocol? So to summarize your protocol, it's like goals, getting the deep dive and the blood analysis, and then that's where you start to create a customized program. And then I guess it's actually following the program and actually doing it, right?
It is the next. That's exactly right. The next step is you got to be coachable. You gotta be
Yes.
listen to the GPS when it tells you to make a. I'm this guy. I'm that guy. GPS tells me to make a right turn. I'm like, I could get there quicker. Like you got to be coachable. You got to be able to listen and take direction. We've done this before, and you have to trust the process. But then there are two more other steps, and I thought you were going to list them because you're very bright, and I know you can figure them out. But they are more testing, and then more customized care, because it's peeling back the layers of the onion. Some things that present themselves initially, you can't see below that surface. You remove them, and you're like, oh shoot. It's like these remodeling or of these houses, these renovations you see on TV. They're like, oh, they think they buy something. They start taking down the walls, like, oh, shoot, there's termites everywhere.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, it's like, oh, there's rot all underneath and there's mold and damp, and like it's exactly, that's a perfect analogy. I love it. I love it.
But to give you an idea, what we find, you said mold, we find mold in people. We find hormone irregularity. We find infections. We find autoimmune diseases, all of which go undiagnosed, all of which is their bucket of problems that are just being covered up. And they're like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew there was more.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like that, again, it's that curiosity about yourself and wanting to know, why don't I feel right? And being open, like you said, being coachable to, investigate that and ask the questions and keep going deeper. And I imagine for you, if you're anything like me, it's like when the puzzle comes together and you get the little bits of information, you're like, I've got it. I understand.
It's fun being a detective and finding the culprit.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, beautiful. And as we finish our time together, Dr. Raj, I asked the guests that come on my show, if you could heal or change something in the world, what would it be?
Oh my goodness, that's so easy. It would be type 2 diabetes. It is an epidemic that's killing people. Long before COVID, in America, currently, 1 in every 10 Americans have type 2 diabetes. By 2050, it is estimated that 1 in every 2. That is awful. Yeah. So, if I could heal one thing, I would help people realize first that there is something else. There is another way than just taking pills there, and you can reverse this stinker. You don't have to manage and control it. You can eliminate it. You created it. You weren't born with type 2 diabetes. You created it. You can uncreate it. It's a lifestyle disease.
Exactly. Exactly. That's so, and I love that you've created a free masterclass around that too, because it's just reflecting how much you want to get that message out into the world that this is not how it has to be. You know, there are other ways to look at this and to reverse that so you don't end up with that statistic of 1 in 2, which is mind blowing, right? Yeah. Yeah. And if people want to find you or your free masterclass or however they can or your books, where can they find you, Dr. Raj?
So the best way to find me is to go onto Facebook and go to your groups. I have a private Facebook group page. It's called Real Health Roots. Treat the root, not the fruit. Real
Love
Health
it.
Roots. We have more than 20,000 members in our group, and we are a crazy strong community with just an outpouring of love and caring and tips and tricks and recipes. You'll see people speaking firsthand, like 40, 50 people who have reversed their diabetes and before and after lab work. It's an awesome group, Real Health Group, Real Health Roots. You have to join it, but we let everybody in. So just click the join button and join our community.
Beautiful. Well, I'll make sure to include the details in the show notes as well, Dr. Raj, so people can just click and be brought into your the amazing world. That's what I wanted to say.
Well, thank you. And thank you for the opportunity, Catherine. I really enjoyed speaking with you. I love your podcast.
Thank you.
And I love reaching as many people just as you do. So it's great. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Raj. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Willow Healing Matters, the podcast. We have so much love and gratitude that you have taken the time out of your day to empower you on your healing journey. The views shared by the person being interviewed might not necessarily reflect that of the host and should be used at your own discernment. Trust what resonates for you and follow your heart and soul guidance. If you have any underlying medical conditions or mental health issues, please consult with your healthcare provider before pursuing any of the recommendations. Likewise, you can always contact the person being interviewed to find out more information. This can be found in the show notes. Remember to activate, align, heal, empower, and find love in everything that you do.